Join me as I tackle the challenge of decluttering my entire life in just 30 days before it's too late. Decluttering is a topic that's very close to my heart because I truly believe it's the answer to a more fulfilling life. When we surround ourselves with clutter, whether it's physical or mental, it can be incredibly overwhelming and stifling. On the other hand, when we create space and clarity in our lives, we open ourselves up to new opportunities, better relationships, and a greater sense of purpose. Decluttering is almost like rebooting our lives so that it can work more efficiently and thus bring tranquility and calm to an otherwise frenetic existence. When you're overwhelmed with stuff, life becomes incrementally slower. Inside your brain, you're feeling guilty, a failure. You wonder how on earth you got into the situation in the first place. You absolutely dread the thought of how much work, organisation, and sheer determination is going to take to sort it all out. And I understand that. I understand it totally because that's just how I felt before embarking on this self-imposed challenge. I always say, when the why is big enough, then the how will be clear. My why is because I don't want to leave my daughter Katie with 38 plus years of purchasing stuff and just putting it places and not using it and then just hoarding it. And then if something happened to me and my darling boy, she would get the unenviable task of sorting it all out. And she's not in the best of health, and even if she was, I couldn't do that to her. It's not for someone else to come in and sort out your stuff. It's cruel, unkind, thoughtless to leave that to someone else to do, even if you start early, because you don't know how your health is going to be later on. I just couldn't do it. I couldn't do it to anyone. So that's my why. And how? Well, I am doing this. I am decluttering slowly but surely. And now I'm almost halfway through and can actually feel excited about the next area I'm going to declutter and organise. My decluttering muscles are definitely improving by the day, and I am looking at things with a very critical eye. Well, I am using both of them actually, but I am looking at things very critically. And I can feel that I am absolutely ruthless with myself. Except when I'm not, of course, and then I'll give myself a pass. Or I'll have to go back and root out something because it just then stays on my conscience. And right now I'm thinking of my wardrobe where I've got 3 black and white striped tops, all the same size. What was I thinking? So many of us, young and old, struggle with clutter, and it's not just about having a messy room or a cluttered wardrobe in my case. It's about the emotional weight that comes with holding on to things that no longer serve us. It's about the guilt and the shame we feel when we look around at the chaos that surrounds us and we look at those t-shirts. And for me, I see all the evidence of overspending on needless things, and I do actually feel terrible. I do. It's about the feeling of being stuck. We're drowning in a sea of stuff. We often feel we're not good enough, or that we're not doing enough, and for me the second one of those is true. Despite me often being on my feet from early morning until late evening, and that's what contributes to the clutter. We hold on to things because we think they'll make us happy, or because we're afraid to let go of the past, or in my case, I'm afraid they might be out of stock, God forbid, if they break. The 1, 2, 3 of them I have. But the truth is, clutter is not just about the stuff itself. It's about emotions and beliefs that are tied to it. We're not just talking about physical clutter either. Mental clutter is just as real, and it can manifest in so many different ways. Anxiety, depression, feelings of burnout and exhaustion. When we're surrounded with clutter, whether it's physical or mental, it's like trying to breathe through a thick fog. It's hard to see and think clearly, let alone get going and starting to work to make things better. I understand you. I really do, because I am one of you. But I'm changing, gradually, and now I can feel the excitement building in my heart, and I dearly want that for you too. Decluttering isn't just about getting rid of stuff. It's about creating space for what truly matters. It's about prioritizing our values and our goals and letting go of anything that doesn't align with them. It's about creating a life that feels intentional, feels real, and meaningful. Decluttering allows space for us to grow, whatever season of life we're in. Clutter affects us all. So how do we start with decluttering? One popular method is the Marie Kondo method, which emphasizes the importance of keeping items that spark joy. However, you could be in such a place of stasis that you might say everything you have sparks joy because of the difficulty of facing your problems head on, and I get that. Another approach is the 30-day decluttering challenge. Not this one that I'm doing, but a different one. It encourages you to get rid of one item a day for a month. However, if you're inundated with clutter, like I am, then it's not going to make a significant difference. At the end of the month, 30 things will be gone from this house, but that is a drop in the ocean. And I'd definitely be disheartened. The method that I favour is to pick a room, any room, put on some music that makes you feel happy or calm. Actually, I usually listen to a book, because I think I'd probably start dancing if I put some music on. Once you've got yourself calm and happy, set a timer, pick one drawer, and do that for 10 minutes. You'll find that you're just getting into your flow by the end of the 10 minutes. And if you're anything like me, you'll reset your timer for another 10 minutes. 10-minute intervals are easy, bite-sized chunks. You don't feel overly committed. They're easy to do. You're not going to miss 10 minutes. But what you will find is you start to see the results. And it's quick. Honestly, it's so quick. You might even get the entire drawer sorted. Go through one drawer a day, or even two if you're now on a roll. Always take before and after photos. And then throw the rubbish away. Don't leave it hanging around. Rinse and repeat on a daily basis. You'll soon find yourself building up momentum, and your decluttering muscles are beginning to become toned. Be patient with yourself. Declutter wasn't an overnight thing. Yeah, honestly, it took me 38 years to build up this amount of clutter. Whatever your method, the key is to start small and be consistent. Start with one area of your life or one category of items and work your way through it. I'll be here to cheer you on. Remember, decluttering is not a one-time task. It's a journey. It takes time and effort and patience and repetition, but the benefits are absolutely worth it. When we declutter our lives, we open ourselves up to a sense of freedom and empowerment that's hard to describe. We feel lighter and clearer, more focused, and best of all, we feel calmer. A few years ago, I was feeling stuck and overwhelmed. It was actually before I met my darling boy. And I knew I needed to make a change. So I decided to start decluttering my wardrobe and my cupboards. And it was amazing how much of an impact it had on my life. It wasn't just about getting rid of clothes that no longer fitted, and there were quite a few because, I was in the throes of the menopause and I had the menopause belly. So I was just looking like I was pregnant. It was about letting go of the fantasy me that purchased them and all the emotions and the memories that were tied to those clothes. It was about creating space for new experiences and new relationships and a new sense of purpose. It made me feel a great sense of calm and satisfaction. I continued to declutter other areas of my life. I started to notice a shift. I felt more confident and more self-assured and more at peace. And because I was no longer weighted down by so many clothes that I no longer wore for one reason or another, I was just too big, fat. I was just too fat for them. I mean, really, really overweight, but I was, nothing would go on. So, yeah, I was too fat. I felt more energized afterwards to pursue my passions and take risks and try new things. Decluttering didn't just change my environment, it changed me. So let's summarize the key points we've discussed today. When we declutter, we don't just get rid of stuff, we create space and we create opportunity for what truly matters. It's about prioritizing our values and our goals and letting go of anything that doesn't align with them. We'll be fully open to create a life that feels intentional, authentic, and meaningful. Our minds will feel energized, clear, and wonderfully calm. I want to leave you with a challenge today. Take the first step towards decluttering your life. It will be as simple as cleaning out one drawer or sorting through a stack of papers. Whatever it is, I want to encourage you to take action. You absolutely won't regret it. Thank you for watching, everyone. If you've got a decluttering story to share or tip to offer, please leave it in the comments below. And if you're looking for more guidance on decluttering, be sure to check out my related videos. I'll see you in the next one. Can I ask you a massive favour? If you have found any value at all in this video, would you consider being an absolute sweetheart and subscribing? I'm trying to get this channel to grow so that I can help more people. And by your subscription, it would help. And if you're happy, thanks for watching. Bye-bye.